Alert, breaking news, my friends. Over 42 million Americans just came dangerously close to losing their food money this week. But in a shocking turn of events, a federal judge just ordered the Trump administration to release SNAP benefits immediately. We're talking about $6 billion that could have vanished if this ruling didn't come through. That's groceries, meals, and hope for millions of seniors and families across the nation. Before we start this video, comment your state. I want to know where you're watching from because this story affects every corner of America. And make sure you subscribe right now because every day I'm breaking down the truth about Social Security, SSI, and SNAP with updates that mainstream media rarely explain clearly. What just happened? On Friday, a Rhode Island federal judge, John McConnell, stepped in at the very last moment. He ruled that the U.S. Department of Agriculture must immediately pay out SNAP benefits using the $6 billion contingency fund, even during the shutdown. Let that sink in. Without this decision, millions of EBT cards would have gone empty on November 1st. Seniors, children, veterans, all left wondering if they'd eat next week. Judge McConnell said something powerful, and I quote, "There could be no greater necessity than ensuring that people are fed." That single line might have just saved millions of Americans from hunger. Why this case matters so much right now. SNAP, also called food stamps, helps 42 million low and moderate income Americans put food on the table. And this shutdown wasn't just politics, it was panic. Families started calling their local offices, asking, will my benefits still come? Will I have to skip meals? Judge McConnell's ruling changed everything, ordering that no family goes hungry just because politicians are fighting in Washington. He even said irreparable harm will begin to occur if it hasn't already. In plain English, that means people were already suffering just from the fear of losing this lifeline. President Trump responded almost immediately on social media, saying his lawyers believe the government might not have the legal authority to use those funds. But two different courts, one in Rhode Island, another in Massachusetts, say otherwise. Both judges agree that SNAP can and should continue during the shutdown. Here's the truth. SNAP isn't funded through the usual budget fights. It's mandatory spending. That means it's protected, and the court just reminded everyone in Washington that feeding people is not optional. This isn't just politics anymore. This is survival for millions. If you rely on SNAP, your November payment will arrive, but the next few weeks are critical. The USDA has to report back to the courts by Monday, November 3rd, 2025 to confirm the funds will keep flowing. If they fail, or if another appeal delays action, there could be temporary disruption again. That's why it's important you stay updated, not through rumors, not through Facebook, but from verified official updates. Across America, 22 state attorneys general and 3 governors from Kansas, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania joined lawsuits demanding the USDA continue benefits. They said clearly the law requires these funds to go out as long as money is available. Even the judge in Boston, Indira Tawani, said suspending benefits is unlawful and ordered the USDA to use emergency funds. This isn't just one state's issue. It's a national stand for fairness, for families, for seniors, and for veterans. My friends, this isn't just another news update. This is a reminder that your voice matters. Because when judges and states stood up, millions of people got to eat this week. Think about that. One ruling, one decision, just days before funds ran out, prevented what could have been one of the biggest hunger crises in recent U.S. history. So please, don't scroll away. Stay informed, stay subscribed, and make sure every senior you know gets this message, because the fight to protect your benefits is far from over. Judge McConnell said it best. Feeding people is the greatest necessity. Tonight, millions can breathe easier, but this moment reminds us how fragile the system can be. So hit that subscribe button, share this video with someone who needs to know the truth, and remember, we'll be here every day breaking down real updates on SNAP, SSI, and Social Security with facts that matter to you.